So guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and turn this over to our guest tonight. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our guest tonight. I'll tell you something. For years now, Abel Melendez and I have created a friendship. Many of you guys know Abel. Whenever we do launch calls, we always say check him out because he's a fundamental trader. He trades, on the fundamental technicals. And he's always been great at teaching the basics and then taking people deeper than that. And he's been a friend of mine. We've met in person at conventions and stuff like that. He's a great guy. And listen, here's what I'll tell you. I hit him up the other day, and he said, Steve Max, we're coming, and we're coming hard. I want you to understand that the people that are about to speak tonight, they don't have to be here. They're not our leaders, but they're our partners. See, there are Go Live educators. There's a reason why we don't teach trading on our team. We let the platform do it because these are the people that are paid every month for you to be able to learn how to trade. These are people that have the results, right? And so listen, Abel Melendez said, hey, we're going to bring the heat. We've got top Go Live educator Abel Melendez here, right? We got Mr. Tyrone Foster. Drop the word Delorean Nation in the chat if you guys are excited to have Tyrone Foster on this call, creator of the Delorean scanner, along with his business partners that are on this call, guys, right? And they also have his other business partner, Patrick Kenny, I believe is the name. This guy, from what I've heard, is an absolute monster. He not only trades Forex, he trades the stock market. He's also a business guru. I have him on Facebook and I watch him, and he's absolutely crushing it right now. So guys, I'm gonna get out of the way, and here's what I'll tell you. We usually run till about 10:30, but if these guys run longer, I'm staying. I'm taking notes tonight. You know why? Because I wanna learn from the best. Because I wanna take my life to a level of consistency and wealth when it comes to trading that no economic situation will be able to hold us back. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my bro, the man, the myth, the legend. Drop some 222s in the chat for my boy, Abel Melendez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? What is up? What is up? I hope you guys are all having a phenomenal night. It's your boy Abel checking in, guys, and I'm excited to be here. And Steve, bro, I appreciate you, my brother. I definitely enjoy our relationship that we've definitely been able to grow, bro. And I look forward to seeing how much further we can really take this relationship, and not just between us, but me and your actual team as well. Because this is something that I tell everybody, guys. If you guys are a part of Steve's team, and you guys are a part of my team, right? So I'm literally giving you guys all free reign to literally hit me up whenever you guys want, because I'm here to serve. Right? That is literally the purpose of me being on this call, guys, is to serve, is to provide value, right? So when I actually decided to partner up with a product on the platform, I wanted to make sure, guys, that this product was based around two simple things. It was simple, based off simplicity, and it was duplicatable, right? Because it's cool if we feed you guys, right? If we're giving you guys trade ideas, that's fine and dandy, right? We want to make sure you guys are eating, but the main important thing is we want you guys to become self-sufficient traders. All right, I'm pretty sure that's the main reason why you guys joined this platform, right? Is to become self-sufficient traders. Like, yeah, you can take the signals to make money, right? So you get paid right away, but the end goal should always be able to get to a point where you can do it yourself, right? Where you don't have to rely on signals, right? You don't have to rely on anybody, where you can just go in the markets, get your bag, and get out. Guys, we have the product for that, right? There's a reason why this product right here has the momentum that it has. Right? The reason why, guys, a lot of the members on our team, right? A lot of our students, right, that are actually taking this product seriously, right? There's a reason why they're getting the results that they're getting, because this thing was based around simplicity, right? When I say that you guys are about to enter, right, something that is that's going to be a game changer for every single one of you guys, I'm not lying, right? Because if you have the ability to learn how to trade in a few simple steps, and then you can start trading with confidence right after that, then, I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? And we are going to be here every step of the way as well, guys, because one thing that we stress over here at Delorean Nation, right, is remaining together, right? Making sure that everybody gets all the answers that they're looking for. And we also make sure that we are as transparent as possible with every single move that we make, right? Because it's not just about us educators. It's about you guys, right? So we want to make sure that we do good by you guys. We want to make sure that we answer your guys' questions. We want to make sure that if you guys have, a concern, that we're making sure that those concerns are handled. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't even be able to do this, right? So I just want to say I appreciate you guys so much. I look forward to actually working with you guys. I do want to tell you guys, I go live, right? I want you guys to write this down. I actually educate on this product live myself, right? On Thursdays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern, right? That's when I educate with this product. And what I'm doing is I'm literally just trading live with you guys, right? I'm not just adding education into it. It's just strictly live trading, right? We get in, we take some trades together. We're either going to win or we're going to lose together. But the beautiful thing about it is that you guys are going to be able to see the entire process from start to finish on how we actually do an actual trade setup, right? So that's amazing, guys, right? Learn and literally earn at the same exact time, guys. So I look forward to working with you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for taking time to get on this call. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to the next guy, the man, the myth, the legend, right? Somebody that if he didn't join this business, guys, if he didn't join this opportunity, then I wouldn't be on this product, right? Because he's the one that actually created it. Right, he's the mastermind behind this whole thing, right? So if you guys want to take notes, this is the guy you want to take notes on because, again, if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Delorean, right? So, Tyrone, my brother, I appreciate you, bro. I want to say thank you for actually bringing me on this journey with you guys and all of the Delorean Nation. And I look forward to seeing how far we actually take this, bro, because you know our mission is to impact 1 million lives as soon as possible, bro. So go ahead and take over, my brother. I appreciate you.
And real quick, guys, I see Patrick Kenny's on, Abel, but I don't see Tyrone. I don't know his name. Maybe he could raise his hand.
He's under last name Foster, Quincy Foster. Quincy Foster.
Okay, 1 second.
I hope you guys are ready because once Tyrone does get on, absolute game changer.
Tyrone, if you could raise your hand if you know how to do that. If not, I'm looking for you here.
He's at the cues. Look at the cues. Quincy Foster.
I got you. Hey, if you guys are ready for Tyrone Foster, drop some 777s. Get ready. This man's a legend. I don't know if he's going to drop some bars on us too. Hey, welcome up, Tyrone. Thanks for being with us, man.
Let's see.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
There we go.
Hey, let me know if the audio is good. Right now, I know I'm driving right now. I just came from a powerful event. At the same time, talking to all of Delorean Nation. I need everybody chats right now to drop some Delorean Nation in the chats right now. I need everybody right now. I can't see the chats, but I need to be able to feel it. All right? Because that's exactly what you're about to join right here. I want you to really understand what Delorean Nation really is. All right? Delorean is you. I always talk about this all the time that you're going to become your best indicator. Indicators are great tools and everything, but I want you to become godlike in the market because guess what? The market can't take anything from you unless you click that button. So I wanted to create something that was so precise that if you are not in profit in 3 candles, you pull out. And about 4 years ago, I was able to create that tool. And actually not even the tool, the strategy, because the next guy that's going to talk, which is Patrick, he's the guy that was able to break it down in 4 steps. Let me explain this real quick. Back in the day, this same strategy took me 1 month to teach you how to do. It was an amazing thing to do. But this guy that's going to be coming up here soon, which I'm going to talk about him for a minute, he's the guy that was able to create the 4 steps to get it so concise and so easy to pick up. And he's the guy that's actually really responsible for having the tool, because to be honest, without Patrick Kenny, I don't think I would have created a product. I had my own self and my own crew trying to look at 100 different freaking pairs, and it was hard, guys. How many of you guys in the chats have looked at a bunch of pairs and get all tripped up and you miss setups? In the chats, give me some ones right now if you've missed some setups. Doesn't it piss you off? Well, this guy, he was literally working a job, going to school, and he said, you know, I'm sick and tired of missing this setup. Got with a developer, and the rest was history, guys. We launched the first Delorean indicator, which was called the Matrix at that time. But let me just tell you guys a little bit myself. I'm 29. I've been trading the markets for about 8 years, almost 8 years. September 17th will be my 8th year. And I've taught all different type of people. Patrick's the main reason why I teach in the first place. Without Patrick, I would have never been teaching because I never wanted to teach. And I am so blessed to be in front of you guys. I know I'm driving right now, but I had to get on here and talk to you for a quick second because the guy that's about to come out right now is one of the biggest reasons why the tool is even here for you guys. So when I first met Patrick, he was 17 years old. He was selling shoes online. This dude had a hustler mentality, called me when I was in Walmart and said, hey, I want to throw you some money real quick, and I want you to help me trade. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to actually teach, but you know what? You're one person, so let's do it. And the rest was history after that. This guy is literally doing amazing things in the business world, in the trading world. He's the second half of Delorean before we added on the great freaking GOAT, Abel. Oh my God, I'm so blessed. I got to throw it back to you, Abel. Thank you so much for hopping on when you didn't have to. You did not have to at all. And I know we were a brand new product, and you could have went anywhere, and you said, you know what, I'm going to rock with you guys, and you chose the right decision, because I need everybody in the chat to say this real quick. I can help you trade the market in 4 steps. That is what you're going to start to tell people all the time. I can help you trade the market in 4 steps. When you meet a brand new person, I can show you how to trade this complex market in 4 steps. When somebody's just sitting there feeling like defeated that they cannot master the markets, I can show you how to trade the market in 4 steps. And here's the best part, guys. With 2.0 that just came out, you now can say I can help you trade the market in 2 steps. I want everybody and throw some PKs in the market, not market, but in the chats right now. I want everybody to drop some capital PKs in the chats right now. I want you guys to make some noise for Patrick freaking Kenny. Kenny, are you on the line right now, bro?
Yes, I'm on the line.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to do 2 things.
I can never follow up the energy, but it's all right.
I had to give it all, man.
My best, but you get yin and yang in the same building. Tyrone comes up with. I'm lucky you don't have music tonight. Tyrone's usually bopping the music. He's got the strobe lights in the background. He's driving, so it's a little calmer. But man, Tyrone, thank you as always, and Abel, appreciate you for setting this all up. And of course, Steve, I know we haven't really spoken to this point yet, but I look forward to building a relationship with you and getting to know you and willing to help you in any way, shape, or form possible. So, guys, I don't really want to talk too much. They just said what I am. I'm 24 years old. I started trading when I was 18. And, I'm not technically allowed to say any sort of statements about income or what I've done or what I haven't done because of whatever. But I can tell you one thing, and that's that if you can set yourself with a little bit of a longer term vision, not a 90-day vision, but a few years, to really focus on something, whether that's business or whether that's a trade or whether that's learning how to trade, then you're going to set yourself up in a better direction. There's a reason it takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree, and there's also a reason that most people fail in Forex. That's because they think 4 months is going to change their life, and that's probably not going to happen. And so tonight, my objective is literally to teach you how to trade in 4 steps, as Tyrone just said. So Tyrone taught me his strategy 3.5 years ago. After he had been teaching me for 3 years. He taught me this new strategy 3.5 years ago. And it took him probably a month and a half to get me to understand it. And my goal is to take every single one of you knowing nothing about it. And in 45 minutes, you're going to be up to the par that I'm at right now. That's my goal. And so that's, and when I say that, some people might think, oh, you don't know me. I don't learn that fast. With the way that we break this down, it will be, I promise, the simplest way to learn how to trade you've ever seen. So with that said, I hope I can share my screen. It looks like I can. We're going to jump directly into it. I'm a very interactive person, so if you guys could please get your keyboard ready. I'm going to ask you guys a lot of questions because your feedback tells me how well you're understanding what I'm putting down. And the better you understand, the faster I can go and the more I can teach. So I know Steve already said, I can't remember what time, I already forgot what time he said. We're going well over what time you're used to staying, so sorry you're staying up late for those of you guys on the East Coast, I promise you that. All right, so with that said, let me jump over to the training and give me something in the chat to let me know that you guys can see it. Whatever you want to put in the chat, whatever feels good. Give me one sec there. All right. We're going to hit this thing running, guys. This is not a time to stare at my face. This is a time to stare at the screen. Get your notebooks ready. I realize most of you guys are not new to trading, but let's just ask some basic questions. By show of yeses, how many of you guys have traded currency before? I think more importantly, is there anybody in this room? This is more important to me, pretty much. Is there anybody in this room that's never traded currency before? Or is everybody in this room traded? Is there anybody that right now I've never traded before? Okay, looks like everybody's traded. Now, second question. Is there anybody in this room that has never traded with the DeLorean before? So there's people that have never traded. There's also a lot of people that have never traded with the DeLorean. The reason I'm asking, the reason that that is good, is that give me 20 minutes and you're going to be on the same level that I'm sitting on. So first things first, guys, again, like Tyrone already said, and Patrick, not to reiterate the point too much, but I just want to pound this point home. I was Tyrone's first student. I'm a student just like you. Yes, I'm 6 years into this, so my chapter 6 is different than your chapter 1. But what I can tell you is these concepts moved my life further into the direction where I wanted to be when I was then able to move to a location I've always wanted to move into. I'm not there right now. If you're in Arizona, shout out Arizona. I'm in Montana right now, so I bounced between 2 locations. But I was able to drive a certain thing. I can't make income claims that I've always wanted to have. I was able to live in a certain place I always wanted to live. I was able to get involved in flipping multi-million-dollar real estate. I was able to do a lot of different things because of these little pretty little candlesticks. And tonight I'm going to explain how I see the charts, what I see when I'm looking for a setup, and what I do every single morning with my clients live in my library. So tonight we're going to talk about the DeLorean and what it is and how to use it. And the first thing that I want to break down is just kind of a little bit of a barrier of what this thing actually is. So it's a multi-time frame scanner. It currently scans the 15, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily time frame simultaneously across 30 different currency pairs. So every single minute, it's scanning for 150 different opportunities at any given time. And as Tyrone said, we came up with this years ago now. So the algorithm has become much more adaptive in terms of what it is showing us, what it's not showing us. In fact, as you guys are on this call, we just rolled out 2.0, which is a brand new code that has brought it down from a 4-step process to a 2-step process. But we're still going to learn the full 4-step to make sure you understand everything in the whole deal. So with that said, this is what it looks like in terms of the visualization of it, just so you guys can see it. And this is what on the right side, actually, hey, Steve, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can go to your settings and ensure that people can't draw on my screen, that'll make tonight's call a little bit easier. People accidentally zoom in on their phone and they draw. So this is what the interface looks like, guys. Everything's already done for you. Not much to talk about. The good thing is it's web-based. Our first code, we had to download like 18 different things. We had a virtual private server that needed to be downloaded, all these things. Now it's just web-based, so you just click a button, you have it, you have the lines, you have the arrows, you have the template, you have the alerts, everything's done for you. So rest assured tonight when you see these examples, we're going to do some hindsight stuff, then we're going to go into the market as well, talk about some positions we're in real time. When we talk about all of this tonight, every bit of it, everything is already set up for you. So when you see the arrows, it's already planted on there for you. So popping on to how you use it, that's basically the first major point of tonight is how we use it. First, again, I built this for myself. And the reason I built this for myself was I'm bartending. Imagine this, a 20-year-old, 21-year-old bartending and getting his college degree. So I wake up at 6 a.m. I'm at school till 2 or 3. I got to get to bartending by 4. I bartend till 10. I got to do homework till midnight. Do you think I have time to find a setup? Probably not. And after months and months and months of missing this dang setup, I told Tyrone I either won't trade this setup anymore or I'm going to figure out a way to get this setup to my phone. And that's when I literally went on Google and started Googling how I could make that happen. And I found a guy that made the original code. And that original code would just send me bzz, 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 right to the thing that everybody else has, a phone. Hey, you should look to buy euro dollar right now, or you should look to sell, blah, 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 whatever it is. That helped me then get my eyes on the charts in the right spots. Did I take every trade? No, because I needed to still look at it. But it saved me from having to miss setups because I was looking in the wrong spot. It could be 5 minutes that differentiates a trade from not being taken. Okay, so I built this with one thing in mind. Can anybody guess what it is? If you know what it is, don't answer. Can anybody guess what it is? Built this with one thing in mind. This entire presentation is built around one word. Abel already said it. Simple. My goal is to make this as simple as humanly possible. So, speaking of simple, let's first start our biggest, most difficult part of the session. We need to learn how to read arrows. When you see a blue arrow, it means buy. When you see a red arrow, it means sell. Blue arrow means buy. Red arrow means sell. Now, if you're still with me, you just got through the most difficult part of the presentation. Are you guys still with me? So when we go look on the charts in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you guys some questions, just so you all know. I'm going to ask you, is this a buy or is this a sell? You're going to base that off of what you see. If you see a blue arrow, you say it's buy. If you see a red arrow, sell. So with that said, let's hop into it. So before we do hop into it, I need you guys to start writing your notes. This is notebook moment now, moment number 1. And that is getting our 4-step system down. The letters are B, C, L, S. Write that down in bold. B, C, L, S. It stands for bigger, cut, location, space, trade. Now, this is all 4 different questions that we're going to elaborate on in a minute. And when you answer these questions, if you get yeses on the questions, you continue to the next step. If you ever get a no, you don't take a trade. If you get 4 yeses, you take the trade. All we are doing is creating a system where you can literally look at an arrow, answer 4 questions, and if you get 4 yeses, you enter the position. And by the end of the night, you're going to know where to enter, where to put your stop, where to put your target, so on and so forth. So as a quick note, before we begin, we're going to focus on the 2 candles to the left of each arrow. So every single time we see an arrow tonight, we're going to look at the 2 candles to the left of that. Or I guess on your guys' screen, for me pointing, it'd be that way. The 2 candles to the left of the arrow. So before we hit the charts, I need you to get your phones out and get your chart sheets down. So I would not bother taking notes. I would bother with a screenshot here, probably going to be easier. So just to break this down, this is a sell signal called for your short-term trade. So 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, okay? I think the one thing to point out of this that a lot of people tend to miss is this top left corner question. Is it between 2 and 10 a.m. Eastern? That's the question that you need to ask yourself on the short-term trades. If it is not in that window, we do not trade. Meaning, yes, we only trade short-term trades between 2 and 10 a.m. Eastern. That is what we call the kill zone. And that is when we have the most volume and most liquidity in the market. The market is moving fastest. And that allows us to do something a lot of people don't believe, which is a 3-candle rule. If you are not in profit in 3 candles on any given time frame, so that's 45 minutes on a 15-minute time frame, hour and a half on a 30-minute time frame, 3 hours on a 1-hour time frame, so on and so forth. If you are not in profit in 3 candles, you get out, period. That is how fast we are consistently in profit, or that is how fast we are consistently losing. This trade setup, the way it is designed, is either bang on, bang off. It's either you're in or you're out. It is a continuation setup that we have designed for you based off of the algorithm. Okay, question number 2, or statement number 2, I should say. This is for the buy side now. Just take another screenshot. Short-term trades, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour. Again, is it between 2 and 10? That's our questions. All I need you guys to do is take a picture. I don't need you to understand what any of this means right now, because I'm going to teach you what all of it means today. Okay. I think the person saying I was moving a little too fast was being sarcastic, Steve. Now, we're on the 4-hour and daily. This is a sell on the 4-hour and daily. Does anybody notice what's missing from this? Anybody notice anything? The 2 to 10 a.m. window is gone. Meaning you can take 4-hour and daily trades from the DeLorean at any time of the day. Doesn't matter. And over here, that's the buy side. Okay. So I'm going to scroll back just one more time, make sure everybody got the pictures. There's pictures. There should be 4 pictures. Picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, and picture 4. Are we all good? Just give me some ones. Are we all caught up? You guys good? I'm just giving you all the information before we hit the charts. All right, so now my goal is to just basically puke out all the information, and now it's time to go learn how to use it. So that's all the information. That's literally it. That's all the information you need. Now we got to go learn how to implement it. Everybody ready to implement it? All right. So now's where I want you guys to be interactive. Sit up, get ready. I need you guys to type because I want to make sure everybody's understanding. Are we looking to buy or sell based off this chart? These are all 15-minute trades, by the way, in the 2 to 10 a.m. window. Are we looking to buy or looking to sell based off what we said about the arrows earlier? Remember, all we are doing at first, we're not looking at any of the colors. We're not looking at the structure. We're not looking at the price. We are looking at the arrow. Are we buying or are we selling? All right, most of you guys said sell. If anybody didn't notice it, right there's the red arrow. You got to kind of start to get used to where it's at. It's always planted right on the candle. Okay, there's the arrow. We see the red arrow, that means sell. We go to our sell cheat sheet. And now the easy part. All we do is read. So first question, let's do it together. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the red candle bigger than the blue? So we have 1 candle, 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the red one bigger than the blue one? Yes or no? That's all we do. We just answer yes or no. Yes. And if you guys can't see it, I'll zoom in. For those of you guys that said no, what's your answer now? Once you see it once, you'll start to get it. Yes, it's bigger. So we get our first yes, and as I just mentioned to you a little bit ago, if you get your first yes, you move on to step 2. If you ever get a no, you stop. The second question says, does the red line cut through both candle bodies? So everybody first identify the red line. Where's the red line at? Well, I don't know where it's at technically. It's just roaming right here. Does it cut through both candle bodies? Now, I realize that some of you guys are in here brand new, so let me break down what a candle is. A candle is a big chunky thing. That's how I refer to it. That big brick, that big colorful brick, that's a candle. The wick are these little tiny lines on top and bottom. That's a wick. Does that solid red line cut in and out of both candle bodies? Again, we're looking at these 2. Yes or no? Yes, sure does. So that leads us to step 3. Is the is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the 2 candles? This is your big ding, 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 ding note-taking moment. There's going to be 2 notes I want you to write down on step 3 right now. Get those notes out. Okay. On step number 3, to make this even better, I want you to reiterate this statement. Write the whole question down. So write it down verbatim in your notebook. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the 2 candles? Put a comma after that instead of a question mark. Put a comma and write or cutting through them. So the question will read like this. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the 2 candles or cutting through them? Okay. The second part of the note on step 3 is there's one vaguely used term in step 3, and that's the term closely. Well, Patrick, what defines closely? That is defined as less than 10 pips. So write that down for step 3. And if you don't understand what a pip is, I got you. I'll get you in a little bit. Less than 10 pips on step 3. Give me a 1 if you're with me. You got all the notes there? So we go over here now to step number 3. We read the question in our heads. I'll do it in my head. You do it in your head. Step 3 says, is the gray, aqua, or blue line cutting through or closely above? So answer that question, yes or no. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line cutting through or closely above? And if you answer yes, what one is cutting through? What color? The aqua. Okay, we've got the aqua right here. We've got the blue right here. We've got the gray right here. The aqua is. So we get another yes. That leads us to step 4. And step 4 says, did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely below? Is there anything vague about step 4 that needs extra notes, guys? What defines closely? Greater than 10 pips. Greater than 10 pips. So how it should look is greater than, oops, that's a bad color to be using, greater than 10 pips, less than 10 pips. Greater than 10 pips, less than 10 pips. Okay, so now we go, did you make sure the gray, aqua, blue line are not closely below? So we go here. We have to make sure that the gray, aqua, or blue line are not less than 10 pips on step 4 from the arrow, from that line. By show of yeses or nos, how many of you guys know how to count pips? Not with the tool in your head. Actually do it. Okay, so let's look at this. I want everybody to look at the numbers on the right. That arrow was sent at 1 point. I'm going to write that number down. I just circled it in the block there. 1 point. I'll just show you the Patrick trick. If I can get this to right. 1.83200. Okay, that says 1.83200. That's the number on the right. I know it says, you said it's hard to read them. Just read the big and bold one I just wrote. Where's the blue line? 1.82900. You want to see the Patrick way to count pips? Get rid of the last number, circle the next 3. Subtract them. 320 minus 290 equals what? 320 minus 290 equals what? 30. That means you have a 30 pip gap here. What was our minimum pip gap that we needed? We needed at least 10. We have 30. Is the answer yes or no? So, in this example, this is only our first example. You guys are already starting to cruise through this. We get a yes, a yes, a yes, a yes. What happens when you get 4 yeses? Boom! You take the trade. Okay, let's do it again. Are we looking to buy or sell, guys? Based off what you see here, buy or sell? Let's just keep practicing this for a minute. Okay, buy. So let's go over to our buy cheat sheet. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the blue candle bigger than the red? Notice the wording is a little bit different now. Is the blue candle, we're looking at these 2 here. Is the blue candle bigger than the red? Yes or no? Yeah, it is. So that leads us to step 2. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Remember those big chunky things, we talked about it. Does the red line cut through both candle bodies? Yes or no? Just zoomed in for you so you could see it. No, not slightly, no. It cuts through one candle body, but only nicks the other. Remember what I said, it needs to go in one side and out the other. Not nick it, not kind of come through it halfway. In one side and out the other. It touches, but it doesn't cut through. So our answer is no. So when Delorean throws this situation at it, which it can't anymore with Delorean 2.0, this isn't even possible. It wouldn't even send this anymore. But for sake of learning, I was showing it to you. When you get one no, what happens? Anybody know what happens after you get your first no? Next. You go on to the next idea it sends. You don't take the trade. But for sake of learning, let's talk about all these. Okay, so let's talk about step 3. It says, is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely below the 2 candles? Remember, what else did we add to that? Or cutting through them. Is the gray, the aqua, the blue line closely below or cutting through right now? Yes or no on step 3? Well, there's definitely nothing below. It's all white. There's nothing cutting through of the gray, aqua, or blue. Our answer is no. And that leads us to step 4. Did you make sure the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely above? Okay. What do we do to define that? How many pips do we need it to be? How much pip room do we need? Remember, step 3 is less than, step 4 is greater than. It's both 10 pips. So it's from the arrow. Here's price. Here's aqua. Let's look at the numbers. I'm going to do that equation again so you guys can see it again. For those of you guys that are learning how to count pips. Okay, the aqua, the top number, the aqua is sitting at 0.75150. And the arrow right here is sitting at 0.75130. Boop, 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 boop. 515 minus 513 equals what? Good job. Good job. So it doesn't pass. Not enough room. There was 3 reasons to not enter this trade. Step 2, step 3, and step 4. I just wanted to show you all those for the sake of that. Okay. Now we're only 15 minutes in and I already feel like you guys are moving and grooving. So I'm going to take my foot off the gas pedal for a minute. I'm going to ask you guys the same question. Okay. Are we looking to buy or sell? Answer that first. Now, all right, Steve and anybody else, this is your first time on my training. This is what I do every single time now. I'm going to take my foot off the gas. I've been holding your hand. You have your training wheels. But in the real world, do you have me asking you those questions every single time? No. Yeah, you have me a few hours a day in live, but not the rest. I'm going to ask you this question. Nobody type for a minute. I want you guys all to look at this chart really quick. Study it. And I want you to, in the comments, when you say yes or no, you're not talking about step 1. You're talking about everything. Do you take this trade? Yes or no, based off all 4 steps. Do you take this trade? Yes or no, based off everything that you just learned. Take your time. Try not to cheat. Now, I'm not done teaching, but I want to take a moment for you guys to realize that what I just taught you in the last 10 minutes took Tyrone 2 months. No disrespect to him. We had to figure out how we could teach it quick. You guys are already answering what I yearned for months to figure out if I should or should not. If you answered yes, you are absolutely correct. Let's go through it. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Is the blue candle bigger than the red? Is the blue candle bigger than the red? Everybody can go, we can go through and answer this again. Yes or no? Yes. Let's go to step 2. Does the red line cut through both bodies? Let's go a little faster. Let's crank it up. Sure does. It cuts right through both. Remember, it's got to go in one side, out the other on both. No nicks, no nooks and crannies, no wicks. In one side, out the other. No negotiations. Go to step 3. Is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely below or cutting through them? What color's cutting through? Aqua. And step 4. Did you guys make sure that the gray, aqua, or blue lines are not closely above? Well, that was probably the most difficult part of this one. Right there is the arrow. Right there is the gray. Arrow's at like 67.33. Gray's at like 67.47. How many pips do you have room-wise? That's a 7. 67.470. 67. What are we at? Like 330. Boop. Circle the 3. Circle the 3. Good job. Okay. And the reason I keep showing you that is because if you don't know how to count pips in your head, you need to. I know that there's technology, but you need to. Okay. Good work. You take the trade. Now, I'm not done yet, but that's showing me how fast you guys are learning. Let's go with this again. Buy or sell. Buy or sell. All right. Now we're going to do the same activity. You guys are learning fast. Do we take this trade? Yes or no? Totally. All 4 steps based off what you see. I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit. Let's see how much you guys are learning. There's 3 reasons to not enter this trade. What steps don't pass your test? What 3 steps don't work? There's 3 steps that don't work, not just 1. There's 3. 2, 3, and 4. Very, very, very good job. Really impressed with how fast you guys are getting this. So let's go to step number 1. Look at the 2 candles to the left of the arrow. Left of the arrow. Is the red bigger than the blue? Sure is. Well, unfortunately, that's our own lone wolf yes. As we go to step 2 and we ask ourselves, does it cut through both? It doesn't even touch the blue, and it barely nicks the red. Definitely a no. We go to step number 3. It says, is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above or cutting through? Well, obviously, there's nothing cutting through. This is the first example here that I have to show you about the distance above. How many pips can it be within on step 3? Less than what? 10. Now, on a sell signal, we're taking it from the top of the 2 candles we're looking at. So that's 107. Oops, didn't mean to get that menu out. 107,750. These are sitting at 107,900. 107,900. 107,7, or where are we at? 750. Cut the zeros, circle the 3. 790 minus 775 is what? 15 pips. It needs to be less than 10. You know why? These 2 colors act as a baseline in the market. I call them the magnets. The market loves to go back to them before continuing its trend. So if you're selling down here, you're anticipating to sell it, but you're also anticipating a pullback. It makes no sense. Here's your nugget of the night. The best setups happen when the arrow is near these 2. One of the 2, or both. The best setups happen when you're near the aqua or the gray. I don't even know how many examples we saw just today. If you guys traded with me live, I can't even tell you. 5, 6. They ran. We'll go to live examples today, by the way, too. But when we talk about this, that's where we're at on step 3. Now we go to step 4. We need to have at least 10 pips room. The bottom of the arrow is at 107.65, and the blue line, if you guys can see, it's down here, 107.60. That's 5 pip room. I'm not even going to do the equation there. I think you guys get it. What if I told you that that's all we do? A lot of people are just like, there's no way that there's more to it. That's all I do in my live sessions. If you guys have been hearing any sort of, oh, you hear about Delorean? That's it. That's all we do. Some days we take no trades. Some days we take 8. Depends on the market. Now, here's the thing. What I first just taught you tonight, we're not done. We didn't talk about entry. We didn't talk about stop loss. Didn't talk about target. None of that. We got to get in that. But here's the first thing. I just taught you the hardest part, which is, do we enter a trade or not? That's the hardest part. Should we enter it or not? Now's the easy part. So now what I'm going to do is let's digress. We're going to use the same examples. Let's move back to remember, out of the 4 examples I showed you, 2 of them work. Let's go to the 2 that work, and let's discuss, where would I put my entry? Where would I put my stop loss? Where would I put my target? And then I'm going to throw in a little extra bonus because I'm liking the Steve guy. I've never met him, but I like him. I'll throw in a little bonus there for you. So give me just a sec to cut back on these slides. All right, so can anybody help me out? Where do you think we enter this position? Short, sell. Where do you think we enter? Don't overcomplicate it. Where do you think we enter? Good job, the arrow. That blue line is where, sorry, being squiggly, I'm on a touch screen. That's where we would be. That's where we would short the position. Sell it. Anytime the market goes down, we make money. Okay? You know where our stop loss is? Very easy. Remember those 2 candles we looked at this entire time? Our stop loss is just 2 pips above if you're selling or 2 pips below if you're buying the candle, no matter the time frame. Daily, 15-minute, 4-hour, I don't care. It's the high of the 2 candles, which is here, plus 2 pips. Now, there's one part that people get caught up on. That's not a 2-pip stop loss. That's the candle length plus 2 pips. So if the candle is 5 pips, how many pips is your total stop loss? 7. Everybody's getting it. Good. So that's your stop. You're done. Where do you think your target is? The closest. You guys are killing it. TP1, TP2. You're done. If you're not in profit in 3 candles, you get out. You know where your stop loss is. You know where your target is. And you always maintain 2% risk per position. And you make sure every position you enter is at minimum a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So if you're risking 7 pips, what does your minimum target have to be to enter the position? 14 pips. If it is not, there is no negotiations. This is how Patrick Kenny became successful. I win, on average, about 6 out of every 10 of my trades. There's all these gurus online. I'm 90% accurate. Yeah, BS. We all know it's BS. Some months I'm 40% accurate. I teach people how to be 37% accurate and still make money. How? It's 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4. Your risk to reward ratio is more important than your strategy, hands down. That's why the best hedge fund managers on planet Earth are 30 or 40% win ratios. It's less about your strategy and more about this. So if you get a trade that's all jumbled up and it's a 1-to-1, just don't take it, please. That's where you're losing. That's where success is not being had. It's because of your risk to reward ratio, not because of your strategy. So let's go to that buy example. Okay, buy example. Where do we enter? Christian would never call it anyway, so you would never see an arrow on that. But yeah, you wouldn't take. Okay, right here. There's your entry. Where's our stop loss, guys? Two pips below the 2 candles. Okay, remember, if it's selling, it's above. If it's buying, it's below. Plus 2 pips. Where's our TP number 1? Steve, are you seeing this? I'm not doing anything. They're doing it. This is all we do in the live rooms, guys. Now, I said I like this Steve guy. I want to give you guys a little extra something. 80% of the trades do one thing before it goes to profit. 80% of the trades that you will see, 80%, before, when you buy it here, before going into profit, will pull back to the yellow line. 80% of the time. So what do you think I do? Do you think I enter at the arrow? They dubbed this the Patrick push. I didn't call it that. I didn't name it after myself. The Delorean Nation did. But we call this the advanced entry. We wait till the market comes back and we enter at minimum the yellow line, at maximum the red line. There's somebody in your PK push. Now, the reason that's powerful is that some of the trades that you're going to find, you're going to enter their stop loss here. Your risk to reward won't work. In fact, this case, it probably barely doesn't. But if you just, it might not look like a lot. You just enter here, your risk became that much less and your reward became that much more. And you have a better chance at your risk to reward ratio. That little notch is very, very, very helpful. Okay, so there's a few notes I want you to have. Number 1, 3 candle rule. If you are not in profit in 3 candles exit the position. Is that pounded home? Give me some ones. Have we pounded that home? Tyrone said it. Abel said it. I said it. Is that pounded home? Number 2. If that's a, oh man, I swear I'm better at trading than I'm writing, I promise. 2, enter on arrow candle. What does that mean? When you get an arrow, you have to enter the trade on the candle the arrow has occurred. If a new candle paints, it's too late if you haven't entered. Is that clear? Meaning, when this candle closes and a new one presents, you do not enter. You enter on the candle the arrow is on. So on a 15-minute trade, how long do you have to enter the trade? 15 minutes. And with the same question, on a 15-minute trade, how long is the 3-candle rule? 45. Let's say an hour. Let's go an hour just to make sure you guys understand it. If you're on an hour position, an hour alert from Delorean, how long? 3 hours. Okay. Now, I'm going to do some different stuff for Steve tonight that we're going to show some stuff. But what I want to tell you is that the timing, you guys are impeccable. We've been doing the 4-step check for quite some time now. But we just launched Delorean 2.0. All it does is get rid of step 1 and step 2. So it guarantees that the red line always cuts through both. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And the blue is always bigger on step 1. So now it's a 2-step process. I just wanted to show you all 4 so you understood it. And at least you know, in case maybe there is some sort of hiccup ever, at least you know. But it's a 2-step process. It's literally looking at where's the aqua, where's the gray, where's the blue. How's the risk to reward? That's it. 2.0 is wild. So I want to go, speaking of 2.0, I want to go over to the charts. Instead of a little, whatever you call this, PowerPoint, let's go on to the actual Delorean. By show of ones, who wants to see Delorean and like see it itself on there? Where can I clear that? So obviously, do we trade short-term time frames as we're on this call right now, guys? Why will not it let me exit? There it goes. No, it's not between 2 and 10 a.m., remember? So right now is a good time to look at it and study. So just as a disclaimer, it's not like I'm going to be going, oh my gosh, we got to buy this right now. We don't do that right now. It's all at night. But 4-hour and dailies are still there, yeah, for sure. But let me just show you a little bit more about it because there's more hidden gems in here. So you'll go into your center. I'm imagining everybody's part of the academy. If you're not, just whoever invited you to this call, get part of the academy. But you'll find it under strategies and then see where it says Delorean. If you click that, click the hyperlink, it'll pop it up and it'll populate everything. Like if you guys are used to it, it'll populate everything for you. So what you'll notice is that, if I can get my chat over here, what you'll notice is that everything is the same in terms of, you know, what we talked about. So I can go back to ones called hours ago. So the arrow doesn't repaint or anything, so it sticks. So like Delorean said, this is in the 2 to 10 a.m. window. Here's a 30-minute trade. You know, right here it said sell it. All right, there's the aqua, there's the gray. We're close to it. What did I just tell you? That's the best trades. You know, great trade. We had that in the live room earlier this morning. A lot of New Zealand spikes today off of Deloreans. Here's a buy signal. A lot of good spikes. Okay, obviously a lot of studying needs to be done out of you guys, but a lot of big spikes, et cetera, et cetera. We had a lot of different trades come out, and so every day it scans. It'll send you 300, 400, 500 alerts a week. And we actually just with 2.0 added Bitcoin and indices to allow you guys to get more action on all different time frames. Okay. Now, if that wasn't enough, is that enough or no? Yes or no? Is that enough, as it were? I think it is. But if that wasn't enough, if you're a guy, you know, you got an off week, you know, you're like, hey, this week I'm with family, just send me alerts. Patrick, just tell me what you're buying. I don't have time to get on a session. We created this little Telegram alert thing. It sends you right to your phone what's going on. And what we connected it to was an add-on called Shadow. Now, everybody hears the word add-on and they get kind of nervous. They're like, oh, add-on, that means that costs more. No, this is literally free. Shadow is part of it. And what shadow is it's simply sending an alert to your phone saying, hey, you should buy this. So for instance, you know, I sent an alert. You'll see I sign all of my alerts with PK. So I sent an alert last week on the June 25th, just 5 days ago. Hey, buy Euro pound right there. You can see them right through the words. The market wicked right down, literally to the line, rejected off. So I sent that as a buy limit pending order. And this position obviously is already done because it hit TP1. But, you know, that's a 100 pip run, over 170 pips on that. This is called shadow. We have another one that's open, and now I'm bragging a little bit. This is literally the trade of the year so far. I'm bragging now, Steve. I'm sorry. I sent this trade out on June 5th, and I told them to buy gold at the Blue Arrow June 5th. It was a market execution, 1674 buy. So we bought it at 1674, and I don't know if any of you guys are pros at counting pips, but right now we're at 1781. Yes, that says 1,067 pips. We're in profit right now in that position. So those are the last two positions that I personally called on shadow. So we add those in there so that you guys can get access. If you have a busy week, you're not able to be on our sessions, so on and so forth. Furthermore, before I kind of continue to break all this down, if you guys go back in the academy, I had you at Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't personally trade Bitcoin often, but there's many of our clients having great success. We've added a few thousand clients in just the last 2 months. It's been crazy couple of months with people realizing what we have right here. If I go over to go live, just so you guys know, we trade live with our software 48 hours per month. There's our schedule. All you have to do is click the little bell icon on the top right corner of Delorean. You'll get the telegram. So that's our schedule. So Tyrone teaches on Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern. He teaches. Get your chiseling your axe per se, and then he trades live 3 days a week. Abel, who we saw earlier, he's actually, I think he's getting on a session right now for a trade-a-thon. He is live 7 a.m. on Thursdays and Fridays, and I'm live Monday through Thursday 9 a.m. Eastern. And anybody knows, sorry, I'm not going to be politically correct for a minute. I am aggressive as shit in my morning sessions. That's why they're growing so fast right now, Monday through Thursday. There's rarely a session I don't send a trade call out live saying, hey, buy this, sell this. We trade US 30 all the time as well. We've already traded it twice this week so far. With that said, what we also added is a full course. It's also in Spanish. So I created a full boot camp for you guys that are brand new. So if you go under the favorites of my session, it's boot camp day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll hop over to day 5, for instance, just so you can kind of get the feel of what it looks like. A lot of people teach with Go Live and they just teach, but I made this pre-produced. Okay, so there's no questions, anything about it. It's all pre-produced. And so when you go into it, you'll notice on the bottom here, kind of hard to see with my screen share, but it's Spanish translated for any of you guys that have team members in Spain. Again, our goal is duplication as well. And it's fully recorded. So this was recorded to make sure that you can get it with ultimate clarity. That's my first recommendation is once you have Delorean, go through the 5-day boot camp. And then if that wasn't enough, Tyrone Foster used to own his own consulting business with Forex. And he was like, well, I'm with IM now. I might as well drop my entire course that he used to charge $3,000 for free. So he dropped his entire course in his favorite sessions. Look at this. And did I mention he assigns homework? I don't think anybody else does that. So he'll assign homework to you and make sure you're doing it correctly, or else he'll tear your stuff up and make sure you understand it. So you know that you're doing something wrong or right, etc. Here's all the homework. Okay. Now, before I give the floor back to Steve to talk to you guys about anything else, I want to make sure that you guys understand I'm 6 years into this thing. Yes, I might seem like I'm talking fast. I know what I'm doing. I'm moving quickly. I'm 6 years in. But what you need to understand is that you need to have a little bit of a future forward vision to study this. Yes, you have people in front of you, but you need to have that vision to study. Now, if you do the math on this, we have 48 sessions a month. They're all minimum 1 hour long. Mine usually go 2 to 3 hours. So they're probably not 48 hours a month. It's probably more like 90 to 100 hours a month, but we'll stick with 48. You get the DeLorean. You get the Shadow. You get the courses. You get the homework. And you get us. I want you to take a guess. If you don't already know, please don't guess if you know. Take a guess as to how much this costs. How much do we charge for this? How much does this cost a person to say, hey, I want to do this? Hey, I want your software. Hey, I want your course. Hey, I want 48 hours of live sessions a month. Give me a number, not fat, not bands. What's the number, Greg? Edwin, what's the number? 20,000, 1 million. All right, let's be realistic. Would be thousands. 2K, 50, 20,000, 10K, 6K. Okay. What if I told you that because of that call, Christopher, does anybody know who Christopher Terry is? 2018, that guy just called me randomly in December. He said, hey, I want that software. Stephen Hooley got on the call. We made it happen. What if I told you that because of him, we are able to give it to everybody for $22? Let that sink in. Do the math on the sessions. That comes out to 46 cents per live session. We're very excited about it, guys. I just taught you literally in 45 minutes how I trade in the 4 steps. I showed you where to go to get DeLorean alerts with the Telegram on Shadow, what that is. I just showed you our live room schedule. You can trade live with us where we tell you exactly what to buy and sell. I showed you exactly the course. And of course, you go and get the homework as well with Tyrone. With that said, I'm just going to stop the screen share. I'm going to send it back to Steve. He can end this call with however he likes. I appreciate all your time. Hope you enjoy. I know for a fact I'm going to see you all tomorrow in my live session trading with me, so I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you guys, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors.
Wow, wow, wow. Market Mastery, drop some 222s in the chat. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Patrick Kenny. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, I don't know about you. I know where I'm going to be at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's all I'll tell you guys. And listen, here's, guys, we've been on a mission as a team. What did we say we would do? We're going to be some of the biggest, baddest marketers in this company, but we're also going to be some of the biggest, baddest traders. You see, here at Market Mastery, we do both. We trade and we build, and we're unapologetic about both. And I think, my friends, we found some special sauce here tonight. Thank you so much, Patrick. We appreciate you, man, and look forward to continuing the connection and the friendship. Shout out to Abel. Shout out to Tyrone Foster. Guys, listen, if you want to add the DeLorean, number one, get the Elite Pack if you don't have it. If you just want to add the DeLorean as a single product, here's what you do. im.academy. If you guys are familiar with the website where you go when you first get logged in, wasn't im.center, it was im.academy. Go to your shopping cart, add DeLorean, click the button at the bottom, $22. Guys, $22. You get Patrick, you get Tyrone, just the course. Listen, I remember when Tyrone Foster came here, guys, and people were telling me about that course. Chairman Mike Soltero was telling us, man, you know, that course was thousands of dollars. But now this software, guys, you see, I like simple, I like duplicatable, 4 steps, and it's really 2 now. Hey, guys, I'm all over this. You can count on our top traders mastering this strategy and using it in some of our trading sessions. So, guys, listen, that's our call for tonight. Guys, we had close to 95 people the entire hour and a half that we've been on here, and that just tells me that you guys are hungry. Add the DeLorean. Let's start mastering that thing. Drop it in the telegrams when you use it. And, guys, have a fantastic night. Listen, you want to know something amazing? I don't care if there's a recession. I don't care if the economy tanks. We don't know what's going to happen with COVID, political unrest. We don't know. But here's what I know is the DeLorean's going to work regardless of the political situations out in the world. DeLorean's going to work regardless of COVID-19. The DeLorean's going to work even if that unemployment check doesn't come from the government. Here's what I know is let's get to work. Let's master the markets. Go check out some of the favorite sessions under Patrick Kenny and Tyrone Foster. You know, stick and stay. When what happens? You guys put it in the chat box. Stick and stay and you'll get your pay. Guys, have a blessed night. Blessings to all of you. Market Mastery. Let's go out. Let's win. Let's fight for our goals and dreams. Our destiny is waiting for us. And I believe your breakthrough is closer than you may think. Have a great night.